the Fox 5 studios. This is the RebZone Sports Show.
It was a fight with the Bulldogs on Friday night. Isaiah Moore and Vic Walker talking a little trash out there as tensions were high in a back-and-forth ball game. Keyshawn Gilbert put the whole city on his back on Friday night, but Fresno State lands on top 82-79, snapping UNLV's 3-game win streak.
Got to get back to work. This is now feels like kind of the second time where we've had a little momentum. After last time coming back from New Mexico, we felt like we had, kind of dusted ourselves off after in the pit, played really well up there, got a win, came back, and just didn't kind of have that fire that we had on the road.
And we started the week off in Fort Collins. Shout out to the loudest fans at Moby Arena, the UNLV fan section. I'll tell you who those fans were tonight as we break down UNLV's dominating win over the Rams and go one-on-one with the backbone of this team, UNLV manager Chance Blackdeer.
Yeah, I come from a basketball family. My dad played overseas in Japan. My stepdad was a high school basketball coach, so I've been around basketball my entire life. My mom played in college. All my sisters and siblings have played, so yeah, basketball runs in our veins.
And it was an hour-and-a-half National Signing Day show here on Fox 5. UNLV football head coach Barry Odom and his entire coaching staff joined us in studio earlier this week to introduce the 25 players in their 2023 class. Hope you guys were able to catch the show tonight on Fox 5 and on YouTube. And to dive deeper into this 2023 class and break down the two running backs in this class, we got the Chuck Wagon live in studio tonight. UNLV's all-time leading rusher is joining us live on the RebZone with all things UNLV football as we get ready for spring ball coming up on March 1st. Big show tonight, a lot on tap this week at UNLV. Also want to give a big congratulations to the Lady Rebels who have won 13 straight now, taking down Air Force and New Mexico this week. It was National Signing, it was National Girls and Women's in Sports Day earlier, so I just want to give a big shout out to UNLV Volleyball's new head coach Malia Shoji, featured at the Runnin Rebels game, and the entire UNLV softball team was featured at halftime as well. Awesome to see women's sports being represented at the Runnin Rebels game. Kevin Kruger, head coach of the Runnin Rebels, also a girl dad to two little girls. But want to talk about this week, Coach, a strong defensive performance from you guys on the road with 5 players finishing in double figures at Colorado State. But what was lacking on Friday night? What was the fire you wanted to see on defense from your guys?
Yeah, it was pretty much the opposite. We did an unbelievable job in Fort Collins of being disruptive and being bothersome and kind of making them take tough shots, and then came home and Fresno just got the better of us, got the shots they wanted, and shot it at an extremely high rate.
Yeah, we'll hear from your players tonight, but plain and simple, Coach, what do you want to see from your guys on the road this week, getting ready to take on Wyoming and San Diego State this week? Yeah,
just being the aggressors again. Every night we've gone out and been the aggressor, it's been a good result for us. And on the nights where we've just kind of been a half step slow is the nights that have cost us. Yeah, well, we've seen the bench step up. We've seen Keyshawn Gilbert and EJ Harkless rolling. UNLV looking for a strong week on the road, but let's head out to a late night hoops Friday night action at the Thomas and Mack. UNLV looking for revenge against the Bulldogs after falling on the road at Fresno State 76-73, and the game was a fight from the jump. EJ Harkless sends it over to Shane Noel. The sophomore Noel from 3. UNLV trails Fresno 9-8. Bulldogs start heating up from deep. Jamarl Baker Jr. dropped a career high 23 points on Friday night. Fresno jumps in front 19-16. EJ Harkless, Mountain West Player of the Week. A beast on Friday night, misses the layup but makes up for it, knocking down the 3. Harkless dropped the game high 27 points on Friday night. Game is tied up at 21. Rebels close the first half with a big slam from David Mwaka. UNLV takes a 43-37 lead at the half. Second half, the Bulldogs bring the heat. Harkless loses the ball, and Leo Colomero takes it coast to coast for the slam. The Bulldogs start to pull away 70-64, but the Rebels respond. 1:15 to play. Harkless down to Justin Webster for 3. You betcha. Justin Clutch Webster makes it a 2-point ball game. UNLV trails Fresno 76-74. Close ball game means the tensions were high. Things were getting chippy down the stretch as Isaiah Moore slams into Harkless. Starts talking a little trash out there. The Rebels keep up the fight on Friday night. Keyshawn Gilbert put
turning the whole city on his back on Friday. Key with the bucket and one. UNLV trails Fresno State 78-77. Isaiah Hill would go on to ice the game, sinking 2 free throws as the Bulldogs snap UNLV's 3-game win streak. A close ball game on Friday night, 82-79. And the Rebels and Bulldogs were still getting into it after the buzzer. Luis Rodriguez sums up Friday night for us.
Got to get back to work. Nobody's going to feel sorry for us. So we just got to keep grinding it out, figure out ways to win.
Plain and simple from Luis Rodriguez back to work for the Runnin Rebels as they get ready for Wyoming and San Diego State on the road this week. Fighting for his city, Keyshawn Gilbert, the Las Vegas guy, 19 points, 5 rebounds, perfect from the free throw line, 5 of 10 from the field. I just saw that fight from him on Friday night, but a strong week from Keyshawn Gilbert. What are you seeing from Keyshawn as of late, Coach?
Yeah, had a good week for him. Did a really good job in Fort Collins of making good, strong plays and smart plays. And you know, we got off to a little bit of a slow start in Fort Collins, but Keyshawn made a couple plays to get us going and had a really good game up there. Yeah,
I feel like Keyshawn has bringing that intensity on both sides of the ball. But want to talk about the Bulldogs shooting 50% from the field on Friday night, 52% from 3. What was so tough about defending them and trying to get them into tough shots?
Yeah, we just let them get comfortable, and you know, they're season high on field goal percentage from 3. So we just got to do a better job. Just got to do a better job of making shots difficult, making them tough, and so it'll be a lot more nights like it was in Colorado State.
Want to talk about maybe that defensive edge your guys bring on the road, but maybe that defensive edge you want to see them play with at home?
Yes, absolutely. We're a much better team on the road. We've shown that, and we've got to do a better job of protecting the Thomas and Mack.
All right, coming up next, 5 players finished the night in double figures on the road at Colorado State. You could hear a pin drop at Moby Arena on Tuesday night. You got Webb saying bye to the crowd, a total domination over the Rams. We'll take a look at how UNLV's bench poured in 33 points in Fort Collins.
You're watching the RebZone Sports Show on Fox 5.
No Jordan McCabe on Tuesday night at Moby Arena. McCabe reportedly out with a back flare up in Fort Collins, but he still brought the energy. Shout out to the UNLV fan section at Moby Arena. Teams managers, Chance Blackdeer's family out there in full force. Ice on the ground and ice in Keyshawn Gilbert's veins. Gilbert put up a strong night in Fort Collins, shooting 4 of 6 from deep. Later, Justin Webster drives inside and kicks it out to the sophomore. Shane Noel, the sophomore, would knock down the 3, and UNLV is up 15-10 early over the Rams. Another spark off the bench for UNLV, the freshman Keyshawn Hall, cruising past the Rams, scoring 7 straight right here, and the Rebels are up 24-15. Final seconds of the first half, Gilbert pulls up from downtown and knocks down his 3rd 3-point bucket of the half. Runnin Rebels lead 39-30 at the half. Second half, Runnin Rebels come out swinging. EJ Harkless, Mountain West Player of the Week, knocks it down from deep. And Harkless was out there cooking in Fort Collins. Later, David Mwaka over the middle to Harkless. Ooh-wee, it's a beatdown at Colorado State. Harkless drops the team high 17 points. UNLV up 46-32. Isaiah Stevens would come alive down the stretch, but UNLV would hold Stevens to just 18 points on the night as UNLV hangs on to their lead 83-71 with 5 players finishing in double figures. The Rebels bench poured in 33 points at Colorado State.
Honestly, you know, for all of us, you know, once again, just playing as a collective group, sharing the ball, and then, you know, really just been keying in, you know, really focusing on our bench and, you know, making that contribution when they come in. And, you know, we've been doing a really good job of it and just continue to do so.
Man, they be killing us at practice some days. You know, they be having their days where they come out and it's doing really good. It's just good to see them finally, you know, stay with it every single day. I know they weren't playing much in the beginning. Come in and, you know, give us that lift off the bench. That was excellent tonight on the road. That's really tough to do, especially as a young guys, but they did an excellent job tonight.
some young Runnin Rebels balling out at Fort Collins. Shea Noel, Keyshawn Hall, that's what I've seen from the younger guys at practice this season. Just bringing it and just bringing that fire. And we saw that 33 points from the bench at Colorado State. Yeah,
I mean, one of our most efficient games of the year, top to bottom. And but yeah, Keyshawn had a great spark. Shane made some shots early, got him going as well. David had a good game. So really a collective win, like Shane said.
And how big was it for Luis Rodriguez to be back in the lineup for you guys?
Yeah, just adds another weapon. Of your, unfortunately Jordan was out the last 2 games, but bringing Lou back and should have Jordan this week. So hopefully we can get back to kind of him being a full-strength roster again.
Yeah, the Runnin Rebels looking healthy on Friday night at Fresno State, hoping the squad can stay healthy. But want to talk about EJ Harkless, Mountain West Player of the Week. He was honored 3 times this season. We talked about his veteran leadership, his experience. He dropped 17 points at Colorado State. But want to talk about the edge he brings also defensively. Isaiah Stevens, only scoring 18 points. What are you seeing from him on both sides of the ball right now?
Yeah, just his experience is showing. Having the ability to guard, make big shots on the road, especially. I think he's being able to be calm and be consistent. Just kind of tapping into the experience that he's had in the last 4 years in college basketball.
Yeah, EJ, the 5th-year senior, how are you seeing him kind of bring the younger guys like Shea Noel, like Keyshawn Hall under his wing this season?
Well, I think when you have a guy out there on the floor, it can provide a little bit of security and comfort. When you've got a guy that's been through the battles and remains calm and stays steady and consistent, that just helps the younger guys. All
right, we're ready to see EJ and the rest of the squad ball out on the road this week. Up next for UNLV, we're back on the road this week at Wyoming and San Diego State. We'll take a look at the Cowboys and the Aztecs next. Plus, we're going one-on-one with the backbone of this team, UNLV's manager, Chance Blackdeer, who tells me he has goals to be a coach one day.
Chance, just wanted to jump in here. Sorry, Paloma, for cutting you off. Who's your favorite player to rebound for if you had to just pick one? Just off the top of the dome, No problem.
Probably Justin Webster, because
so he can't be a coach, no.
You're watching the RebZone Sports Show on Fox 5.
No one works harder than UNLV's graduate assistant manager, Chance Blackdeer.
Day to day, I wake up in the morning, get breakfast with the team, set up practice, I bring a lot of energy. You can see me on the sidelines clapping, hooting and hollering. So I just try getting the team prepared mentally, physically, as much as I can for our opponent.
Chance brings the energy to the team, but so does his family, who were the loudest fans at Colorado State last year and this year too.
Oh, it's super special. I had family from all over Colorado come to Fort Collins. So it just means a lot to know that I got a good support system back home.
Basketball runs deep in Chance's family, as he tells me his goal is one day to become a basketball coach.
I come from a basketball family. My dad played overseas in Japan. My stepdad was a high school basketball coach, so I've been around basketball my entire life. My mom played in college. All my sisters and siblings have played, so yeah, basketball runs in our veins.
Chance has been a part of the UNLV team for 4 seasons now. He is the backbone of this group and gives these guys his whole heart every day.
Honestly, I'd have to say just being around basketball. I love basketball. This is what I've always wanted to do. So just waking up every morning, knowing I get to be around basketball and participate in basketball, it's great.
So happy to have Chance on the RebZone. Coach, he does so much for your team, carrying our luggage in the snow. Wherever you guys are, he's there with the water, Gatorade, whatever. How important is Chance to your team?
He is, and him and the entire manager group is. It doesn't work without him. And Chance is an incredibly hard worker. So if he wants to be a coach, he'll have no problem getting into coaching. Whatever he wants to do, he'll figure out a way to do it, because he's shown while he's been here with us that he's going to work incredibly hard at whatever he does. does.
How have you seen your team kind of gel with him? And it's all a family, right?
Oh, absolutely. But, it doesn't work without Chance and guys like Chance. The guys need him. They rely on him. They lean on him. And he's shown that he's willing to do anything and everything he can to help. And he's been a great asset for us.
Yeah, I just want to highlight how important he is to the team, to the family. And really, we're all big one family on the road. And we're all carrying our stuff through the snow, all carrying everything through the luggage. But back to the snow on Wednesday night, Coach Laramie, Wyoming on Wednesday night. Let's talk about the Cowboys. 7-15 overall, 2-8 in conference play. A big win over them, 86-72 earlier this season. But want to talk about how defensively you want to come out against Wyoming.
Well, yeah, we need to come out and show that, we're going to focus on that end of the floor again. We've gotten away from that a little bit, and we've got to go into Laramie and do it in a tough place to play with a team that's battled injuries and some nights has figured it out and played really well, and other nights they've struggled a little bit. But we've got to know that. We've got to go in and guard them from the start and kind of get back to focusing on that side of the ball.
You had a little win streak going, but how do you not let one loss kind of let your guys hang their head low?
Well, we've got to stay positive, stay consistent. What we've done in preparation has worked. We've just got to tinker with some things and get ready to have a tough road win. All
right, after Wyoming, it's San Diego State at 1 p.m. on Saturday. This was the New Year's Eve game where San Diego State won 76-67 on December 31st. Coach, trying to knock off the Aztecs on the road for the first time since 2020 when you guys knocked off number 4 SDSU. That was a wild atmosphere. What does it take to beat San Diego State at home in their place? Yeah,
you got to be tough. You got to remain calm. You can't get sped up. Their crowd gets into it. The energy is really high there. So you got to make good plays. You got to be strong. You got to be confident. You can't do anything out of character, but you got to stick together. And if you want to have a chance to win in San Diego.
Yeah, you guys were without Elijah Parquet in this game earlier this season. Now that you have Parquet back in the lineup and we've seen the contribution from your bench, how is this prep a little different with EP back for you guys?
Well, yeah, anytime you don't have EP and you're able to add him, he's another elite on-ball defender. And San Diego State can score on you in a lot of different ways. And so EP's experience and his ability to guard people is something that hopefully will be come up big for us.
All right, the Runnin Rebels back on the road with them, back with my Jackets. Shout out to Chance. We love Chance and everything he does for this team. But see you on the road, Coach, Wednesday night against Wyoming and Saturday against the Aztecs. Coming up next, we're sitting down with the Chuck Wagon. We're taking a look at UNLV's 2023 class and what jumps out to the Chuck Wagon, the all-time leading rushers. He shares his thoughts with us on this new era of UNLV football.
You're watching the RebZone Sports Show on Fox 5.
We got the Chuck Wagon family in the house tonight. We got Kamaya running around. We got a UNLV legend sitting here. I'm so excited to have you finally in the studio. We all know who this guy is, UNLV's all-time leading rusher, but excited to have you in and kind of break down this 2023 class. But Chuck, you've been here locally. You've seen what Barry Odom has started to create here in the Valley. What are your thoughts on Coach Odom and all the talent he's bringing to Las Vegas?
Well, first of all, I looked at his, introduction, the press conference. It was pretty, smooth for him just to tell everybody how he's going to change the culture and make a difference at UNLV. And I really think the things he's done well is recruiting the pieces that we need as far as the replacements or what we've been missing lately. And he's done a great job of getting a lot of kids from where he's from, but then also recruiting here locally in Las Vegas. And I think he's doing a pretty good job. Still looking forward to meeting him. I already met his kids, which is kind of weird, but yeah.
Well, Barry Odom's definitely a family guy. He brought his family to the first press conference, and he told me, his family is going to be a big part of the culture here at UNLV as he's brought SEC coaches and SEC talent to the Valley. But let's talk about his signing day class. 14 high school football players. That's what he told me. His focus is to recruit high school first, and then the transfers and the JUCO players will come in. But want to talk about the 2 running backs that he signed in this class. Let's start with Jet Thomas, Jaden Thomas, 5'10", 180-pound running back from the Peach, Atlanta, Georgia, Westlake High School. What are your thoughts on Jaden Thomas, Chuck?
My first thought, he kind of reminded high school, very, small to other people's eyes, but he runs like he's 220 pounds, and he's very fast with the, of course, with the nickname Jet. But he had a similar, upcoming, only 2 years on varsity out of high school. That's pretty good to put up those type of numbers, and he's really good in space, and he's able to make people miss, and it's really something that UNLV needs, is somebody to come in there and make big plays out of the backfield. And he's going to have great leadership with Courtney Reese and Javon Wilson and Josh Tejada and all those other guys in the room to help him.
Yeah, what I see from him is his speed. But now let's talk about Darrien Jones, the second running back in this class, 6 foot tall, 195 pounds. Check out his glasses, his swag. He's already bringing the swag to UNLV. Kansas City, Missouri from Park Hill High School. Let's talk a little bit about Darrien Jones. What sticks out to you, Chuck?
Big back, the bruiser that you need on the football field to get those tough yards and maybe the home run plays because the defense commits on the run. And he's got a lot of confidence, as you can see in his picture. He has sunglasses and everything. That's the main thing you need out of a young running back. Coming in there to make an impact right away. And Coach Odom feels very comfortable with him coming in, and he's going to make a great impact on this team, I feel like.
Overall, the running back room, Chuck, how do you think they feel the gap of Aiden Robbins transferring?
I feel like it's going to take some time. It usually is the alpha in there, and then once the alpha leaves, you try to figure out who the alpha is going to be. But to be honest, it's a lot of time because it's not even spring ball yet. So we'll see what happens during the spring game, and towards fall camp, we'll figure out how the running back room is really going to look.
Yeah, and can we see you around the UNLV Fertitta Football Complex? I know spring ball is getting started on March 1st, but Chuck, I want to see you out in the city. I mean, and they could learn a few things from you, I think.
Well, me and Jaden have had early communication, and he told me when he committed, he felt like he wanted to go break all the records, and I told him, that will happen. Just, enjoy your moment right now, and just think about the stuff that's important in the present, not in the future.
All right. We got to get Kamaya on here, too, Chuck's baby girl. And we're so excited that they're all here in studio. Come on. I think she can make it over here. First of all, Kamaya is going to be the next running back at UNLV. She's a pretty strong girl. Let's get her on as we wrap up the show.
Come on, baby.
I think she's almost here. Anyways, great to have the Chuck Wagon and his beautiful family in studio. See you next Sunday on the RebZone.
Say hi.
Thanks for watching Fox 5 News. Watch us live wherever you are, on our mobile, on our streaming news app. And you can also watch us on Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV.